Alice's incessant mumbling about cats and dogs had scared all the little creatures away, leaving her all alone. She felt very sad and started to cry. Suddenly, she heard footsteps in the distance and eagerly looked up to see who was approaching. It turned out to be the White Rabbit slowly making his way back. He anxiously scanned the ground he had just passed, as if looking for something. Alice also heard him muttering to himself, "Oh, Duchess, oh my dear little paws. My whiskers, she'll have my head for sure, just like a snow leopard. Oh, where did I drop them?" Alice immediately guessed that he was looking for the fan and the pair of kid gloves. So she kindly started searching as well but couldn't find them. Since she had wandered around the pond, it seemed like everything had changed. Even the hall with the glass table and the little door was gone. While Alice was still searching, the rabbit spotted her and angrily shouted, "Mary Ann! What are you doing out here? Hurry back inside and get me a pair of gloves and a fan, quickly now, hurry!" Alice was terrified and didn't bother to correct his mistake, quickly heading in the direction he pointed. She thought to herself, "He's treating me like a servant. How surprised he'll be when he finds out who I am. But I should still help him find the gloves and the fan, if I can." As she hurried along, Alice arrived at a neat little house with a bright brass plate on the door, which read White Rabbit. Without knocking, she entered and rushed upstairs, fearing that she might run into the real Mary Ann before finding the gloves and fan. Alice couldn't help but imagine what it would be like. "Miss Alice, come to me, please, I'm going for a walk." "I'm coming right away, Nanny. But before Dinah comes back, I have to watch the mouse hole to make sure no mice come out. If Dinah bossed me around like that, they wouldn't let her stay in the house." By this time, Alice had entered a tidy little room with a table near the window. On the table, just as she hoped, there was a fan and a few pairs of very small white kid gloves. She picked up the fan and one pair of gloves, but as she was about to leave the room, her eyes fell on a little bottle next to the looking-glass. This time, there was no label that said "Drink me," but she uncorked it and poured a little into her mouth. She thought, "Every time I eat or drink something interesting happens. So I'll see what this bottle does to me. I really hope it makes me grow taller. I'm so tired of being such a tiny thing." The little bottle did just that, and even faster than she had hoped. She hadn't even drunk half of it when her head hit the ceiling. She had to stop immediately, otherwise her neck would have broken. Alice quickly discarded the bottle, telling herself, "That's enough now. I don't want to grow any taller." However, it was too late. She couldn't fit through the door anymore. "Oh, I should have drunk less. Now I'm too big. Oh, I'm much too big now," she lamented. She continued to grow, and in a moment, she had to kneel on the floor. A minute later, she had to lie down with one arm out the window and one foot up the chimney, muttering to herself, "What can I do now? What will I turn into?" Fortunately, the effects of the little magic bottle had worn off, and Alice stopped growing. But she felt uncomfortable. There was no way she could get out of the house now. "Oh, poor me," Alice thought, "it's so much better at home. At home, I don't keep changing sizes, and I'm not ordered around by mice and rabbits. I wish I hadn't crawled into this rabbit hole, but everything is so strange here. What will I become next? I should write a book about myself, she thought. Yes, when I grow up, I'll write a book. Wait, I'm already grown up. She added sadly, at least I won't get any older. I'll never turn into an old lady. But now I'll have to go to school, and I really don't want to. She replied to herself, "Oh, you silly girl, how can you go to school like this? Oh, there's barely enough room for you in this room, let alone space for books." She continued to ramble, pretending to be one person and then another, saying a lot of words. After a few minutes, she heard a noise outside the door and stopped her chatter to listen to the sound. "Mary Ann, Mary Ann. Bring me the gloves." Followed by a series of small footsteps on the stairs, Alice knew it was the White Rabbit coming to look for her. However, she forgot that she was now 1,000 times larger than the rabbit, and she was trembling with fear, making the entire room shake. The rabbit reached the door and tried to push it open, but it opened inward, and Alice's elbow was right against it, preventing it from opening. Alice heard him mutter, "I'll have to go around and crawl in through the window." "Oh, he won't get away with that," thought Alice. She waited until she heard the rabbit reach the window, then suddenly reached out her hand into the air. Though she didn't grab anything, she heard a sharp scream and the crash of breaking glass. What on earth had happened outside?